this is the Top Hat Life, and welcome to this week's eBay Day Every Sunday. Now, I wanted to start off by saying I got these gloves. It's hard to see because of the background, but now you don't have to see my ugly hands anymore, and you can see these beautiful gloves. And I'll be wearing these from now on, most likely, in my videos. So today, for this video, I just wanted to talk about the importance of testing and cleaning your DVDs and games before you list them on eBay. So if you ever get a game or DVD like I have here, if you buy them at lots or you just buy them anywhere, sometimes you're gonna get ones that are new and sealed, like this Green Lantern one right here. And for this one, of course, you don't want to break the seal. That'll decrease the value. Now what you're going to want to do is just say it's brand new sealed, and if it has anything wrong with the seal at all, like maybe a little rip here and there in the seal, you could state that in your description, or look at the pictures above or something like that. But just make sure you don't mislead the customer with your description, because that's against eBay's policy. Now, if you have one that's not sealed, like this Battlefield 1 PS4 game, and it has no seal at all, like you can open it and it has the manual, you gotta make sure it has the disc, of course, or you'll just be selling an empty case. And let's say you don't have the manual. If you put the words complete, that refers to it has everything the original game would have. The manual, the disc, the case, the cover inside the case. And don't put complete if you're missing the disc, or don't put complete if you have disc only. If you have disc only, you're going to want to put disc only in the title. You got to be pretty accurate with these and don't mislead the customers. So let's say you have all the stuff and you put complete in the title. You could put complete, but there's also something else that you could put in the title that makes it sell better than if you didn't put it in the title. And that would be cleaned and tested. Those two words you put in the title help the items and actually catches the customer's attention more, and it helps them sell. Because what that means, it means you've cleaned the disc yourself, you've cleaned the disc, and you've tested it to make sure it actually functions on the console. Now, this is a very important part if you want to sell things like this, because of the fact that cleaned and tested will make it sell faster. It gets their attention because it's in the title. And if you actually have the game and you have a console to test it on, it's always best to test it if it's not sealed. Because if you test it and it works and it powers on, sometimes you want to go past the main screen, not just make sure it powers on. Because sometimes the game will mess up mid-game and not just when it powers on. So like, play the game for a minute. If it functions, if it loads in the game, if it looks like it's the game, then it's tested and it works. And it's best to do this, because if you don't do this and the customer buys the item, you listed the item, they buy the item, it arrives and they try to play the game because they bought it because they want to play it, or sometimes they buy it for display, or they don't have that part of the collection. Some people do that. But if they want to play the game and they can't play the game, and your description said something like it works or it didn't mention that, they might feel like returning the item to you and getting their money back and getting a return. So you're going to want to try to test and clean the games if they need to be tested or cleaned. If it's brand new sealed, you don't need to do either of them, because there's no reason to break the seal. It's supposed to work since it's straight from the manufacturing company. So if the game doesn't have a seal, you want to test and clean the game if you have the means. Now, if you don't know how or what to use to clean discs, I'll have a link down below to my other video, which is a review on this disc cleaning machine, the JFJ Easy Pro. And I talk about the uses of it and how it helps us and my thoughts on it and how it helps our little business we have here on eBay. and we test all our games and clean them. If they're not sealed, we test them and clean them, and then we list them on eBay. If the disc is already clean, brand new and shiny, there's no reason to clean it if it doesn't need cleaning, of course. But we test the game, make sure it works, and then we list it on eBay. So if you're able to put clean and tested in the title, it'll actually boost your sales. We've noticed that on ours, actually, so that's why we always clean and test the games if they're not brand new sealed. Now, if you don't have the means to clean the game and you don't have the console to test the game, and you list it on there, you might want to mention in your description, game has not been tested, so they know what they're getting. But some of them will still want to return it because people are like that. But make sure your descriptions are accurate and not misleading to the customer, or you will get a lot of returns and negative feedback. And if that builds up, your seller rating will just go down. So you want to keep a close eye on that and make sure you're not misleading your customer. And if you can, clean and test your games. It's not that hard. You just need to clean the game, clean the disc, and then test it real quick. If it's a DVD, you can just use a DVD player. If it's a Blu-ray, use a Blu-ray player, or one that has both functions. And if it's a game, if you have the console, just test it. It doesn't take too much of your time. It will increase your sales and make less returns on DVDs and games. Especially if you prioritize in that area. You want to get into that if you haven't already. And that's about all I wanted to mention about the importance of why you should clean and test your games. It will help your sales. It will also decrease the amount of returns you get from these games. And overall, it'll help your seller performance. And you get more money. Thank you for watching. Like the video if you liked the video. Subscribe to the channel if you want to see any future content or future videos. The eBay link is down below in the description. And visit our store at Mr.TopHatMan. Thank you for watching again, and see ya.